Is it happening? Can you hear me? Can everyone hear me? Okay, perfect. So, hi everyone. This side Sagar. Uh, I would actually like to start a little bit background about myself before I jump on the fellowship and walk you guys through what this fellowship is about. Um, Let me circle back where I actually started my journey. When I was in college doing engineering and I was focusing a lot on my research thesis on quantum computation, that time I stumbled upon working with an organization called Prajwala, which works with sex trafficked victims. That led me to start exploring my path towards gender activism, and that led me to actually start understanding a lot of issues which exist in women empowerment space and gender equality and gender diversity. um, that gave me some kind of consciousness and enlightenment to actually do something about it. So I started a gender movement during my college days called Let's Stop Sexism. But post my time there, I also start realizing that activism is not leading anywhere. So I start exploring options post my college to jump into social entrepreneurship. And I spent fair amount of time in microfinance, impact investing, general lens investing next few years. And I was spending my last time with Indonesia One Empowerment Fund, an impact fund based out of Indonesia. And during that time I also start writing quite heavily about first time fund managers and what this emerging manager space looks like. And I was trying to find out different bits and bobs about what's happening in gender lens investing space. And if I try to explain gender lens investing in very simplistic way, it's basically an investment lens whenever you make an investment into organizations which are gender diverse. So at the founder level, also it can be the company that we are targeting to invest in also caters to women beneficiaries or women customers in some way. That's basically at a high level gender lens investing is. And I was very perplexed in spite of so many activities happening within gender lens investing. A lot of capital is flowing in, but what I started realizing was the capital is still not going to the women founders and ended up not reaching to the women customers more often. And why is that was happening? And I start figuring out some data and statistics. According to me, it is still not happening because if we start looking at the diversity at the capital allocator at the fund manager level, and not just at the fund manager level, but also investment professionals, also women who are making decisions. And we start looking at the whole investment landscape. People are making decisions, and fund managers are actually not at all gender diverse. And if you look at US data, the whole asset management community is less than 1.3% of the funds are managed by minority and women fund managers. So it's predominantly male, predominantly certain race. Uh, so if we don't have diversity at the fund manager level, I was feeling that that diversity is not trickling down to um, trickling down to entrepreneurs also, or the founders that we can back. So that's how I start figuring out. I start writing a lot about it. I start talking at various forums, including forums like Gender Smart Investing, Collaborative Frontier Finance, 2X Challenge, which is an entity set up by global DFIs. And I start figuring out that there are very few voices in this community around gender lens investing, which is focused on bringing gender diversity at the fund manager level. And at that time, I took an oath probably a year ago that I want to do something in the space where we can accelerate and bring in more aspiring women fund managers, women investors into the space, and that's where everything start falling into place. And first follower fellowship got born. Basically, if I try to tell you guys in nutshell, the focus of the fellowship is to actually focus on not fund managers who are already in shape to raise capital. They have track record, they have experience. Rather, we are trying to go a little bit early. Potential women leaders, investing professionals, business women, operating roles who are looking for opportunities to come into the investing space, use their capital wisely, deploy in things that they believe in, and all those things. And that's where I start figuring out that there are a lot of women fund managers who are planning to raise capital, and there are some entities, some institutions are coming who are focusing on that. But we also need to have a long tail, a bigger pipeline of women investors who can tomorrow become fund managers, basically. So that's where this fellowships come in. So very aspiring next gen women leaders who are thinking of building like a small portfolio of angel investments, to probably even thinking of becoming a venture partner at a fund, or becoming a partner at a fund, using their skill sets in business and investing in finance to actually implement in the space, and probably rise up the ladder to become partner, or probably think about starting their own funds in probably 1 year or 6 months, something like that. So that's where the fellowship is at high level. What we are planning to do, the fellowship will be comprising of um, just 9 blocks, what we call it, 9 blocks fund model canvas, which will focus on things like how you should think about creating your investment thesis, to how you should think about building your track record so that other investors, you can actually go and raise money when you can show that you have a good track record, to different fund structures that you can focus on, to different financing instruments you can focus on, to building your fund economics model. So this bits and bobs, as well as building a strong community around that. I've been active in first time fund manager community for quite a while. Know few fund managers who have been able to kick off their first fund by hustling. So planning to bring some of these women who have done that, can actually spend time with you guys also, as well as take few sessions on these 9 block business fund model canvas, if possible. So yeah, so the idea is to have a 9 to 12 weeks program, launching in March. That's the idea that we are focusing on at this moment, and hopefully it will go good. I would like anybody who is interested. Form is extremely simple. It's like maybe less than 10 questions. It will take less than 5 minutes or so. Please fill the form and show your interest if you are interested. The idea is, as I said, that we want to focus on aspiring women leaders who want to become fund managers tomorrow, and also not just provide you a platform to learn something within these 9 weeks to 12 weeks, but also have a strong community in South and Southeast Asia to focus on, who want to become fund managers tomorrow, and able to interact with other experienced fund managers who have raised capital, probably their first fund, their second fund, because that's where you hustle a lot. As well as also, the idea that we are tinkering with is, can we help you post the program in terms of, can we help you build a track record, can we help you source deals, can we help you invest in companies, how you should go towards investing in companies and all that. So yeah, so that's a high level overview about me, where I'm coming from, and a high level overview of first follower fellowship. Is there anybody who would like to ask a question or something? Warrior, I personally cannot see anyone, so I'm not very sure if people are there online. Yes, Warrior, can you hear me? What are the outcomes of the program? I would say the outcomes of the program are focused on giving you the basic fundamental about how to build a fund and how to go towards building a fund, your first fund specifically. The second piece is how you can actually build your track record. Uh, and the most important piece is, you get a small community and mentors and experts who are doing things in the space, and can you learn from them. What is the duration? I would say the duration is going to be 9 to 12 weeks. I would say the max limit is 12 weeks. So it's going to be a 3 months program with probably 9 modules we'll be focusing on. Bunch of fireside chats with fund managers who have raised capital, and you can interact with them. So yeah, who should apply? I would say, as I was telling you about a little bit about first follow fellowship, where we want to focus on. We want to focus on extremely aspiring young next gen women professionals who uh, who are planning to thinking of creating a fund, probably not just now but maybe in a year's time. They want to build their track record, they want to prove themselves that they have a thesis, they have a portfolio construction, they understand the fund management fundamentals. So I would say pretty early on, well before they are actually thinking of launching their funds. So it's aspiring fund managers, not necessarily, I would say, that fund managers who have already planning to launch their fund at this moment, but probably they are thinking of in the next 6 months or 12 months they want to launch the fund. So yeah, so anybody who has good experience in finance, in investment professional, being a investment associate, to being a principal, to being a venture partner, to being an entrepreneur who want to do fund management on the side or want to build their own fund to give back to the community and back other entrepreneurs, as well as operators who have been women professionals who have been operators for quite some time, whether it's CXOs or other head of operation roles, who have gained a decent experience in certain sector and themes, and they would like to now delve more into investing into other entrepreneurs also. So yes, so aspiring ones, not necessarily if you have track record or if you have an investment background. So basically, repeat it again. Investment professionals who are already investing at an associate level, partner level, principal level, or if you are an entrepreneur yourself or if you're an operator who would like to do that. Anything else, Warrior? Is any other question from anyone? Perfect. How many participants do we have right now?